everybody, it's Gabe Crane. What I want to do is play you a little flute. And this is a video that's about the Take the Leap meditation that I led last week, and just an opportunity to share some reflections and takeaways from this global meditation event that had close to 100 people registered for it. And I think we had about 40 people there live and a lot of people then tuning in on the recording. And this video today is just a chance to look back and reflect on some of the effects and impacts of this event and the way that I'm personally feeling it reverberating in the days since then. And one of the things I'm wearing today is this shirt from Imua, which is this beautiful organization here on Maui that supports all sorts of children here in Hawaii. And I love the tagline of this. It says, "Love lifts us up where we belong." And I feel that way about this event, this meditation. Leading into it, I had a lot of stress, I guess is the word for it. But I think it was a good stress. It was not in a negative way, but there's just so much energy and effort going into connecting with people and helping them find their way to the meditation. And then once you're in there, is just this amazing opportunity to really just drop into a place of love. And what I've found in the days since then, and in the meditation itself, it's that this quote from this shirt is so true, that love, when we tap back into our love and the energy that sustains that love, then life gets a lot easier and a lot better. And that's just what I've been experiencing as I've been kind of continuing on in my day-to-day and in my work. We got to record an amazing podcast with a woman, Rosie Greenberg. For those of you who weren't there at the meditation and who aren't familiar with this idea of a chi field, I think it's worth it to just take a minute to describe that. And a chi field is kind of what it sounds like if you know what chi is. And chi is our life force energy. I talk about that a lot on my channel and in my work, so you can check out some other videos for a more in-depth description of that. But it's really this composite of energy and information. People talk about things like auras, and that's part of what a chi field is, but really the chi field is encompassing of the whole universe. It's as discrete and particular as me having a particular chi field, or this studio, this place that I record these videos for you has a chi field. And that information develops and grows the more time I spend in this space making this intentional content for you. And then that can become as diffuse and grand as you watching this and me recording it together. We are together making a chi field. And then the universe itself is a chi field. It's a field of energy and information. And so when we came together in this event, we linked up close to 100 people's consciousness and their intentions with a focus around the leap year. And the theme of that event was Take the Leap. It's something that is very powerful once you begin to touch into it and you see the potential of it. And one of the things that I noticed in hosting this event was actually feeling this wave of incredible fatigue after the event. And I guess some of that could be chalked up to organizing a big event, and anyone who's done that, what that can feel like. But this was a little different. It almost felt like I was coming down with something like a flu, but I knew that that's not what was happening. And as I sat with it, what I really started to feel was that this is actually just the real impact of getting linked in with so many people in this way. And for our consciousnesses, which are, non-linear, they're not discretely bound in our brains the way that we often think. For all of these to be melding and for me to be helping to facilitate and hold that space, I think I just really felt both the prayers and the intentions, the positive information from the group, and also probably some of what was being released and cleared from my system and from the collective in doing it. And so that was really interesting. And it's important with things like that to be aware of what's actually going on, because I definitely noticed certain moments where if I attach to that a sense of being tired with more negative information, then perhaps that could have then manifested itself more in a negative direction. But really what I really felt was this awesome connection and the reality of us actually doing this work together. But one of the things that we emphasized in the meditation was this theme around time. It was for the leap year. We held it on February 29th. It's called Take the Leap. Take the time on this supposedly extra day to do something mindful, do something special for yourself, but also take the leap. What are you going to take flight in this year? What cliff do you want to jump off of to spread your wings and step into something new? And this whole theme of time has just really been resonating with me. And I think I got some inspiration from the movie Interstellar from a few years ago. And if folks saw that movie, they remember it. In the end, Matthew McConaughey is inside a black hole and in a spaceship. If you haven't seen the movie, a little out of context, but in that singularity of the black hole, he finds himself standing outside of time and actually having interaction with his daughter on Earth, light years away, and communicating with her through intention and through love. And what I invited folks to do in our meditation, which I also invite you to do, is to picture yourself as that, to remember that time is passing, but it's kind of one dimension of reality, and it's an experience that we have to perceive time moving linearly, but time is also actually timeless. The present moment is always just the present moment. And if we anchor ourselves and ground ourselves into that, we can start to relate with the different moments coming up in our lives from a different kind of vantage point. And actually, from that vantage point of that singularity deeply inside us, we can begin to emanate out that love, right? And then that's how we move here. We start to uplift ourselves towards where we do truly belong, which is in a state of love and in a state of connection with ourselves, with one another, and with the universe. That's something that really stuck out to me. Another thing that stuck out to me that was particularly meaningful was this sense of moving energy and getting things to flow. And part of this was this, as I was preparing for this event, was this flute that came to me. And several years ago, my friend Zane, this is coming up on 7-8 years ago or so, I think, requested that I give him this flute. And I think it was somewhat in jest. And I told him at that time, I just can't do that, man. This thing is too precious to me. And as I was getting ready and preparing for this meditation, for some reason it popped into my mind, and kind of again that sense of standing outside of time, some timeless part of me kind of saying, hey, I think you're ready to actually let go, to actually give something away. And so I shared that in the meditation, and Zane got to seeing that, and we ended up having a beautiful conversation, or a continuation of our ongoing conversation, just noticing that. And what I really want to say about that is that we need to kind of get things flowing in our life. That's how health moves. That's what qi wants to do. That's how love moves itself around in the world. And this flute, the preciousness, it is a very beautiful instrument. It was made by a master craftsman in California. And I have empathy for myself. I understand why I wouldn't want to give this away. But the reality is that for long periods of those several years in the interim, this instrument sat on the shelf. It didn't get taken out. I had an ambivalent relationship with it. And then suddenly, as it's popping into my head that I should give it away to Zane, now suddenly it's out with me everywhere because I know it's precious. I know it's going to go. And so I'm sharing it with my clients. I'm in classes I'm teaching. I'm making time at the end to play some of this. And as you see in some of these videos that I'm sharing, Satori and I, my son, we took it out to Iao Valley here. It's a sacred river here on Maui, and just spent time with it in the afternoon, had father-son bonding time, bonding with nature, and letting this flute be there for that. It's actually the giving it away that is bringing it to life. And I think that's just such an important principle that I need to remember, and something that I hope is inspiring to you when you think about how to get your own health and your own life in motion. Sometimes it's the things that feel really precious that we need to let go of. And when we do so, we start to become open to something even more valuable and more profound. Just making space for that. And then lastly, I think I just want to touch on qi itself. I just find myself, this event strengthened this experience I've been having of the importance of the felt sense of your own life force energy. You know, you have this qi that is the vitality that keeps your life moving. And a lot of us don't fully understand that. A lot of the time, I know for myself, spend a lot of time where I'm not fully conscious of that. I'm disconnected. I'm up in my head about something. And this event has helped me again become more conscious of the difference between being disconnected and in a thought pattern in my head, and then literally the feeling of the charge in my body, the charge between my hands, the charge that comes up when I'm in an embodied, grounded interaction with somebody else. And that makes all the difference. That makes happiness and vitality more easily accessible. It makes empathy and a natural enthusiasm for life present. And there is just so much detritus, nonsense, that is spinning around in our heads a lot of the time. It's just so important that we do nurture and cultivate our qi and get in touch with that. And of course, that's something that a lot of us don't have much exposure to, formally or informally. So if you are interested in learning more about that, you can totally reach out to me, leave me a comment in this on this video. Keep following this channel, because that's something that I'm really passionate about and I think is important to share. So I'll be continuing to share some resources with you all. Lastly, I just want to appreciate everyone who came. If you're checking this video out, synchronicity has led you, whether you were registered for the event or not, you're connected with that qi field. And so I just want to honor and thank everyone who did join for the event. I want to thank my team that worked on the event, Danica, Gakong, Dennis. You guys did an amazing job helping to pull this event together. And I just want to say, for everyone who sees this, who was connected to it, this event was designed as a reverberation. We visualized in the meditation ourselves in every month of this year and in the times ahead, standing outside of time and beaming that love to ourselves. And that's something that, again, describing that fatigue, the impact of the event that I felt, and then the enthusiasm and vitality, the new connections that I felt in the days since then, that is not just some lip service. That's something that we really did set in motion. That was really in the intention of this event. Just put this out to encourage and strengthen you in your own journey with that in the months ahead, that something real has happened and you have chosen to take the leap. And so now we get to be on that journey together. So that's what I've got to share with you all today. I love making these with you guys. And the last thing I want to do is play you a little flute to say goodbye to this beautiful instrument. So I'll do that, and then I'll see you next time. Thank you guys, and wishing you all the best. Let your love lift you up to where you belong, and let's join together to make our lives better and uplift this beautiful place we call planet Earth. Take care.